Hi everyone!
Hi!
Hey, welcome back. So today we want to share our experience that we had driving from Hoi to Hoi An with the Easy Riders.
Indeed, we did a full day trip of that. It started at 9 o'clock in the morning and it went all day through until 6 p.m. and was such an incredible experience for us, which we want to share with you guys.
Indeed, I had a big smile on my face the whole day. We can't recommend this enough if you come to Vietnam to do the Easy Rider experience. What is it exactly? It's you're on the back of a bike with experienced drivers that take you from Hoi to Hoi An or vice versa.
Or vice versa, indeed.
Yeah. And the big showstopper of the drive is that you do the High Van Pass.
So you're gonna have incredible views of the ocean and the surroundings, the whole coast of Vietnam. They're making stops in between so you can take pictures, you can enjoy the whole scenery there. So it was incredible indeed.
Yeah. So the drive itself takes maybe around 3.5 hours, was it?
It's not that much. If you look at Google Maps and you type it in, it's just under 3 hours, the ride itself. But of course, you're taking more the scenic routes and they're making stops in between.
You start your day cruising a bit through Hue, the city. Then they'll pass by these little villages.
Indeed.
Surrounded by...
Actually, the rice fields, you just pass through them. So after that you get to these places, for example the lagoon where you can actually swim in. It has crystal clear water. It's quite small, but it's enough to swim in there. It has a little waterfall and some cute rocks around it. So yeah,
beautiful. So we just enjoyed some freshness there, some laying. So that was one of the stops. They'll also explain you a little bit about the rice fields, take a picture of you. Yeah, if you want, they take a picture of you everywhere. And then even by these oyster farms, right?
Indeed, we saw how they're growing oysters, and that place was specific because it's actually the, how you say, like the whole production area for the whole of Vietnam. So they ship to throughout all of Vietnam from there. And it was a humongous lake, and you could see everywhere they had these sticks in the water where they grow oysters on, and they actually do it on bicycle tires.
Yeah, that
which was weird. So
to see.
you saw them everywhere laying around, like old bicycle tires, and of course the smell of fish and like salt water.
Yeah, so we got to see that in action, and it gives you beautiful photogenic views. Also just regular fishing villages along the way. So yeah, you get some really nice informative stops in between. Towards midday, we had actually also lunch break.
Indeed, it was when we came close to the beach, to the coastal area. We had lunch at one of those places which serve seafood. So we went in and you could see already aquariums full of fish. You had clams, you had crabs, all kinds of seafood that you can imagine, like laying there. A bunch which we had no idea what it was actually, so it looked rather obscure.
But yeah, we had a lovely lunch there. We had like a fresh fish with
a red snapper.
Which was made in a kind of a tomato sauce, super yummy, and then just some shrimps in a garlic sauce.
Amazing.
With some fresh coconut juice. So very a tropical vibe. The first time we saw the beach on our trip now, so it was really relaxing.
That's the only thing though that's not included in the whole package is lunch.
The lunch.
You're gonna pay more touristy prices there, and also it's seafood, so it's gonna be more expensive automatically. But it was still in the budget. Honestly, it wasn't as bad as I expected it would be. But you do get coffee stops in between.
Yeah.
We made 2, or how many was it? 2 coffee stops.
2 coffee stops.
And there they're gonna pay for that on the side. You get a little bit of tea, of course, chrysanthemum tea. So that's included, for example.
And so after lunch, it was time to actually drive the famous High Van Pass, which was incredible. So you start ascending the mountain loop, which it's quite some loop after another. But they're such experienced drivers, so we didn't feel uncomfortable at any point. The more you go to the top, it also gets way more windier, colder.
The closer you get to the pass, the wind really builds up, and you can really see in the far distance already the clouds which come through the valley and go towards the ocean actually. And we got a really cold breeze when we came into there. It felt different. Like it was really like 10-15 degrees difference. It felt cold all of a sudden.
It was crazy because it was a super hot day.
Yeah.
But yeah, the views you got along the way, the feeling on the bike, it was just incredible. They make a few stops to make pictures.
Of course, they know photo spots there. So, for example, we stopped at the side. There was like a little bunker, he said, of the Americans who left it there. And he was like, "Oh yeah, nobody knows about that one." We didn't see many other people who stopped there, so it might actually be
true.
And it was a nice place to take a picture and some videos as well.
And on the other side of the top point, they made another stop again. This one was probably one of my favorites. So it was a little coffee stop first of all, and every coffee we had so far has been delicious in Vietnam as huge coffee lovers. We're really happy. But the biggest amazing thing about this was the view. It was an incredible viewpoint with these humongous rocks. Yeah, I think the video footage and the pictures speak for itself, although I don't think it does it justice.
No, it really doesn't. Also, you don't get the scale, I have to say, of it, because these rocks are humongous, and you can tell they've been like sliding down over, I guess, thousands of years from up in the mountain towards the valley down. And some of them like get stuck, and that's how the view platform then was created, kind of, where you can take some pictures then. And you saw, of course, a lot of people who were like doing TikToks, videos, everything.
It's a popular spot for them.
For young people, like they were saying that a lot of young people, like Vietnamese, come from the city and drive up that little hill and have a coffee there and enjoy the view, have some videos.
I would do too, because it's amazing. And also we saw not every Easy Rider tour stops there. Some of them stopped further just along the road for a picture. So we were really happy they included this
Indeed,
one.
we saw a few others, which was more a group tour because ours was private. So we basically had two bikers and two bikes who were then driving us around. But we saw there was a group, like 5-6 people. So I guess it's a little bit different, the practicalities. But we're going to recommend the one that we have and posted, of course, the link towards that one.
So after that, we descended into the valley, which leads to Danang city. So it's a little bit of a drive through the city. You already get like the skyline views coming towards you. You're getting a different vibe from that point on.
Definitely, because it's such a big city, which we didn't expect, and you could really tell already from the viewpoint. It looked like you said a little bit like Rio de Janeiro, the coastline there, because you could see it really from side to side. It was all full of like big buildings, downtown area, and indeed it took a while to get through Danang as well.
Yeah, but it was cool to get just a glimpse of the city, and they made also a few stops there, one of them being the Golden Dragon Bridge, which was cool. I didn't know actually they were gonna stop there. I thought we were just gonna drive through it, but so we made a stop, had a picture even like with them as a little memory. And maybe interesting to know if you're planning on going and you're in Danang, in the weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays, apparently the dragon heads of the bridge do a fire show or fire spitting.
Yes, that's what they told at least, and we have to verify, but indeed, it sounded amazing that that's possible, only weekends. Our next stop on the whole route was the Marble Mountains in Danang City. You drive through Danang City and it's a little bit on the outskirts of it, but you can already see it coming towards you because it's actually the only kinds of rocks you have there in that vicinity, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we have to say it was magnificent. We got an hour there to roam freely around as much as we want, and we actually wanted to really do more.
Yeah,
because there's so much to explore.
Yeah, in Marble Mountains, you can get up in two ways. You have the stairs, or there's also an elevator. We took the stairs.
It's 5 minutes,
It's
like
5 minutes,
honestly.
okay. And it's really huge. We didn't expect this. So the grounds of Marble Mountains are way bigger than we thought. So first you arrive in temple ground, which is already super pretty and colorful by itself, with a white Buddha statue.
Totally.
All of that. From there you already have access to one of the caves, which was beautiful.
Yeah, you also have throughout the whole site maps which show you how to go and where you are, because it is big and you want to see as much as possible, because everywhere we went it was beautiful. We took pictures and videos en masse, so it's really picturesque, these little areas that you can explore there. We didn't have as much time, so we went like straight to the highlights, basically, the pagoda. We went to the other cave, and that one is especially beautiful because you have a few holes in the ceiling which actually then sunlight gets through, and it's like lighting up the place when it's actually sun when the sun is coming through, and it's giving it kind of an amazing vibe in there.
Yeah, and that's why we read online, sometimes it's better to go in midday to the place, because then the sun is indeed high.
Right.
And everything is beautifully lit. We were at the end of the day, it was already getting a little bit dark. But so anyways, if you decide on visiting, we can recommend to spend half a day there, I would say.
It's gonna be a more touristy activity because it was also, when we were there, still very full, and I guess it's a very beloved place to visit, so you're gonna have to deal with the crowds of people. We didn't pay anything since it was included in the tour, but we saw the ticket price were 40,000.
Dong, yeah.
40,000 dong, which is
a little less than €2, so
which is a bargain actually for what we saw up
get.
there, and yeah, highly recommended for Danang as a day trip, for example.
Indeed.
From Hoi An.
So basically many caves, temple sites, and also keep your eyes open. There is this little lookout viewpoint pagoda, which gives you a nice view over the city and also the nearby temple. So yeah, that was beautiful. Yeah, that was basically the whole day. After that, they drove us further to Hoi An to drop us off at our hotel here. So it's really pick up and drop off at your place. And this whole tour for the whole day is like around 50 euros a person.
It was around 50. We gave a little bit of a tip because our drivers were really enthusiastic and they were a lot of fun, and they were like genuinely like warm-hearted people actually. So but that's the good part of it. You don't have to worry about transport somewhere. They really pick you up at the hotel, they drop you off at your place. In between you get an amazing time. So
yeah, and so everything, all the stops in between are included in the price, the entry tickets, whatever's except your lunch. So yeah, it was really worth it. Indeed. We loved our guides. They made the day phenomenal. Their enthusiasm, their spirit, they were very cool. So yeah, can highly recommend this one.
Also, if you're worried about big backpacks, they actually put it in the back of the motorcycle, so you don't have to worry about it at all, because we're quite fully loaded. We have 2 big day packs and 2 additional like big backpacks, and it was actually no problem for the bikes. For example, my rider, he just put my backpack up front. He had one in the back, which they actually put in a plastic wrap, so it's also safe from dirt and rain. Nothing to worry about. It was really secured, and it didn't change anything like feeling wise.
No, not at all. We were sitting super comfortable. My bike that I was on was actually like those easy riders. I was sitting super comfy.
You had like an old school bike. I had like a more modern one, Yamaha. But indeed, no worries for big luggage. And if you really have, let's say, humongous amounts of luggage, they also just transport it then towards your final destination.
Yeah, with a van. So it's something for everybody that could do. Yeah,